Welcome back to the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. We're brought to you by Pelican, built tough for all situations. Go to pelican.com. Yak Gadget, for all your fine kayak fishing accessory needs. Go to yakgadget.com. Eastport Marina, on the beautiful shores of Dale Hollow Lake. For all your lodging, kayaking, and fishing needs, go to eastport.info. Now let's get this show started.
What's going on, everybody? What's up, dude?
Oh, what's going on, brother?
The final cast. We are back. We're taking over the world.
Slowly but surely,
Something
every
like
marina will have us playing on the TV eventually.
that. That'd be kind of cool, actually.
That'd be dope because I'm pretty sure we would not have to go to our day jobs anymore if that was the case.
That would be sweet. But then you'd have people like what I do with ESPN guys. Like, that guy's an idiot. They'd be
They
saying
do that
the
now,
thing about
though.
us. Oh, that's true.
Nothing would change. We would just be happier because we'd fish all the time.
Yeah,
it's a win-win.
Yeah, I really don't care what people say anyway. So, for anybody who out there who doesn't like me, screw you.
Being a little bold.
I don't
Well,
know.
if anybody knows
just messing
me,
around.
I'm not really, but if there's a good reason why you don't like me, hey, you do it. If it's just because you don't agree with me on something, I don't care. So
Yeah. And like my sign back here says, can you read what it says?
Shut up.
I have a dry erase board in my background that says "Shut up, Matt."
Hey, when are you gonna give me that bona fide sign, dude?
Whenever I can get a hot, naked picture of a woman to put up here as my background.
It's not the 80s. They don't sell those in Walmart anymore.
Simpler times.
Better times when everyone agreed on everything. Or if they didn't agree, they just shut up and went about their day.
Yeah, I forgot that even happened. I remember going into Walmart and looking through those and then just staring at the posters.
Yeah, dude. It was, life was just easier. It was just, it was overall a better time. But, well, now we've taken our trip down memory lane. This week, exciting show. It's kind of more of a laid back show, which is me and Brad's favorite shows to do because we just talk about baits and stuff.
And we can say whatever we want.
100% say whatever we want, which I've already got the perfect line for something later. But that I wouldn't be able to say if other people were on here, depending on the person. But yeah, it's gonna be a good show. We're just talking about some new products. We're coming up on iCast in a couple weeks, so we're kind of getting a jump on it, a little prequel, I guess, or preview to what I'm sure the rest of our year we'll be talking about. Brad's second personality's coming out. Being a weirdo. For all you at home, definitely watch the YouTube video just occasionally because Brad will do stupid stuff and it's just funny. So
it's me being awkward like you and Brian and Jay were talking about on that show.
You do that. But what they don't understand is you're just awkward to be awkward. It's not because you're actually awkward. It's just because you enjoy making people uncomfortable, which is great. I love it.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah. But
yeah, dude, cool baits coming out. I'm excited to talk a little bit about them. We haven't really seen them. We've just heard about them.
Yeah, I'm about to say one of these baits can't even find everyone knows about it, and the whole fishing community can't find a picture of it anywhere. But I'm sure we'll get to that.
I want to talk about the sleeper gill first.
I was about to say let's start at the sleeper gill because as the mega bass girl that I am, they're always number one in my heart. So sleeper gill just came out. We're all familiar with the tried and true dark sleeper,
which I hate those things.
I know you do because they get snagged a lot. They really do. Man. And as a river fisherman, they get snagged a ton. But yeah, open water,
half ounce is too much for the river.
It is. They make smaller ones. I've got a.
Oh, do they?
Oh, they make a 16th.
I didn't know that.
It is that big. It's
the only ones I ever see in the store that are the half ounce ones.
And that's because you go to Cabela's and Field and Stream, and that's the only ones they have. But we're all used to the dark sleeper. I'm a huge fan of this bait. He's not wrong on the rivers, especially the half-ounce version. It does get snagged a ton, but the profile of it is just about perfect for just about everything. I mean, I've caught bluegills on them. I've caught crappie, largemouth, smallmouth. And what's so great about them, which I don't understand how it gets snagged so much because the hook is literally hidden in the dorsal fin.
I think it's the weight on the bottom.
Probably it's probably the harness that's built in because the weight's pretty much right there.
It gets wedged right in between two rocks. You just can't.
Yeah. But this has been a tried and true for a long time. And this year, Megabass came out with the Sleeper Gill, which this is in the ciclet color. It's a great color.
That's a cool looking color.
I mean, it's an awesome looking color. And it's got the same type of weight in the head. So there's not much different there. The hook is, if I can get it to work, the hook is hidden in the dorsal fin.
Yeah, that's always been a cool little feature, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean other companies have pretty much more or less copied it. I mean, look at Catchco just came out. I don't even know what it's called, but it literally looks like a dark sleeper. It's just fatter.
Yeah.
But the big difference between these two, because I've actually got it and I've thrown it a couple times. This has that real tight swim, more like your basics, like softer paddle tails that are really tight, to where this has more of a wobble. So it's still a good swim, but it's got a big kick and a wobble, which is awesome.
You pulled that out this past weekend and showed me, and I was actually I was surprised how small it was because I thought it'd be a lot bigger.
Yeah, this is 3/4 of an ounce. So
Is it really?
Yeah, this is a 3/4. So this thing
looks like a 3-inch bait, isn't it?
It really, yeah, and it's a 3-inch bait, which is what's awesome about it because you can get when the bass maybe are a little bit more finicky and they're eating smaller stuff, you can get it deeper where they're sitting. Like I think during the winter this year, this is going to tear up. I really do.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be more of a winter bait. And obviously during like bluegill spawn, and then when they're really wanting to fight for bait fish, if you have a lot of bluegill, I think this will kill. Kind of like these, they make a 1 ounce version, which is 4 inches long, I believe. I've used that in the winter because at 4 inches of 1 ounce, I mean, it's only about another inch that big. So it's still a small profile, which is awesome. They cast really well. And I mean, this bait, it's Megabass, but it comes in at $9.99. And this is for $10, a little steep for one bait, but at the same time, it's a swim bait and you can kind of sneak into that game, I guess, starting kind of small.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can pull this up.
So I've actually used the dark sleeper before. I caught a fish on it, but every time I throw it within the first 10 minutes, it gets snagged. And I didn't know it had smaller weights. I'm going to try another weight, but I also want to get the 1/2 ounce, that and the sleeper gills. I want to try that at the reservoir.
Yeah, I agree. Cause they have some like at the reservoir. I mean, I can tell you just from looking at these, there's 3 or 4 colors like that chartreuse. If this wasn't a 3/4, this would be amazing on the river, especially because they hit everything chartreuse. So that would be so awesome. I just feel, when they're on that Joshy bite, because as much as I love big Joshies, don't get me wrong. Like I love big Joshies.
Oh yeah.
But I'm getting to the point that I keep catching them on big Joshies. Like I can go out and I know I'm going to catch 3 or 4 fish on a Joshie.
Yeah.
I want to try something different. And you're not wrong. Every time I throw a sleeper gill, because I always have a half ouncers everywhere, I always get it stuck or snagged, and then I'm butthurt that I'm losing like an $8 bait.
Is that how much they are now?
Dark sleepers, yeah, I want to say they're either $6.99 or
went up in price. I thought they used to be $5.99 or something.
Let's see, $5.99. So they're still $6. So
okay, yeah, they're good. I mean, they're good baits. I really like how they look and stuff. It's just I need that smaller weight.
Yeah, and what the drawback to what I'll say as a fisherman, and what one of my good buddies Rob will say, good looking baits catch fishermen.
Yeah.
And then just basic baits catch fish. But at the same time, these are good looking baits that have produced and continue to produce fish. So it's the best of the both worlds. Let me see, just because we're talking about it and because we have no real.
It kind of goes along with the the jackhammer too. I mean, that catches fishermen. You know what I mean? Because the better
Yeah.
components. I mean, you can still catch the same. Like I've proven it. I've caught in the same caliber of fish on a Project Z as a jackhammer. It's just
Yeah, I mean,
one
I've
feels better.
got the same caliber of fish on a Picasso
Yeah.
and thunder cricket. I've got a whole box of thunder crickets. Do I throw them? No. Why? Because I just like jackhammers better. It's
Yeah.
probably because there's some JDM in them, and I automatically am required to throw them. But here we go for the dark sleeper, 1/4 ounce. Bam, bam. There you go, Brad.
Yeah, I need some of those. That's the highest I'll go in the river.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's about the highest I go through my Joshies for the heads. I'll throw a 1/4. One thing, because I can't remember what we were talking about. We were talking about Saturday when we were at the field. We were talking about bait fish in the river, forage fish, and you said what did you say? Brown and yellow.
Oh, Mad Tom.
Mad Tom. This would be like I'm going to throw the crap out of this. I think so. I have a couple of these in the 1/4. I think I'm going to throw the crap out of these.
Yeah. In our rivers, we have Mad Toms. I think they might be more prominent in the Little Miami than the Great Miami. I think they might be in the Great Miami as well, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen them. I know we have. I mean, there's some other bait fish that are swimming around there, but most of the bait fish I see are darker in color. So I'm going to throw the crap out of the Donko because I have 4 or 5 of them in a 1/4 ounce. So if I lose 1 or 2, I'm not going to like cry. I'm still going to cry, but
I like that chartreuse one, dude.
Chartreuse one is sick.
Yeah.
I've never been a huge fan until I really, because that's clear chartreuse, so it's got a clear white bottom to where the chartreuse top.
That's perfect.
It's kind of like I wasn't a huge fan of throwing chartreuse until I started throwing these Joshies, which are like
Which one? What color are they?
silk truce. It's just chartreuse.
Oh yeah, those are awesome.
And these are amazing on the river. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start throwing some colorful baits. Yep. So I'm going to throw those.
Most people don't realize that smallmouth like that bright colored stuff. They like chartreuse. They like pink.
Yeah, and that's what's weird. Like last year, I was catching them on a pink fluke, just a basic old pink fluke, and it always it goes against my better judgment because obviously when I think I'm throwing bright colors, I'm catching walleye or something like that. But you're not wrong. Smallmouth, I think they just hate everything so much that they don't care, so they just eat everything because they're the most aggressive little turds on earth.
When I first started fishing the river back in like 2012 or 11, I randomly picked up a pink jig head and put a chartreuse Mr. Twister on the back, like a double tail.
Yeah.
They were slamming it. I was like, beginner's luck, whatever. Come to find out, somebody told me it was the name of a color. I just can't remember what it was called.
What, pink and chartreuse?
Yeah.
I mean, there's
that color combo was named something. I can't remember.
I don't. That's never come across me, so I don't know. I'm no help, so sorry. And I should have known that smallmouth, because largemouth, for instance, like Morning Dawn, which just isn't actual Morning Dawn, but it's pretty close. They love that on a drop shot. And I should have just known, like, well, if largemouth love Morning Dawn on a drop shot and they love chartreuse, everything else, I might as well try for smallmouth too, because they're more aggressive. So why not?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super pumped to throw this bait. I think I'm going to not only throw it for largies, I think I'm going to throw it for smallmouth just because I've been catching some pumpkin seeds. And they have the sleeper gill, yeah.
Okay.
It's heavy, which is the only thing I'm worried about. There's a couple stretches that we fish that is a little deeper, so I could probably get away with it. Mm-hmm. But they have a color that looks just like a Lord God, rock bass.
Oh yeah.
And I think, let's see, where was it? Because they have perch, because I'm gonna be throwing that at the heaven up north.
Yeah.
Maybe I was thinking this. It's not super rock bassy, but it's close and it's stained water. I think it'll mimic it enough to where they'll want to hit it, because obviously it's a reaction bait, right? I'm not taking something like this off the bottom, especially the river, because it's going to go in the hole of no return and I'll never see it again. So I'm going to be swimming it back. But something like that, I think that's going to be just money. I just have a feeling that I'm going to start catching them on this, and I'm pumped because it's going to be something different. I've made a solemn promise to myself that I'm probably not going to throw a Joshy again unless I have to.
Really?
Yeah, dude. That one day we went out, I caught like 12 fish on it, and I was like, yeah. After like the third or fourth fish, I was like, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
Joshy's like my go-to, dude. I love that thing.
And it became my go-to like really quick, but at the same time, I just want to start catching different. Same thing with the Ned rig. Like I'm probably not going to pick that back up until the winter.
Yeah, I'm the same way. The further on, I told Cam this. The further the year goes on, the less I throw it until the fall comes back around and stuff. Late fall.
And even in late fall, like early winter, that's when I really plan on throwing the Ned a lot more. I'll probably throw the Joshy again there, like the small, tiny one. But who knows, man? If I can get that 1/4 ounce dark sleeper to work, I might just never pick a Joshy up again, which is blasphemous because it's an amazing bait. And I'm lying to everyone right now because I'm going to throw it again. But, it's just, I'm just excited to use it. I'm like Jimmy. I just have random Huddlesons just laying around everywhere. I
think the sleeper gill would work really well at the place.
I do. Yeah. Sorry.
Except for around grass, it looks like it'd get hung up on grass quite a bit.
I don't know if it would, because I can rip the dark sleeper through some grass pretty easy, as long as I'm not like really burning it to where that hook gets exposed. I can get it through some grass. But I think it would be great on the weed edge. I think that's where it's going to shine. Like throwing it parallel, just sitting parallel with that grass and throwing it up, especially
around
now and
pads.
I think, around veg, around structure, I think it'll destroy, as long as the structure is narrow enough. Because if there's anything 2 points to come together and it finds it, it's just going to get stuck. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I wish it was like a truly weedless bait. I mean, it's pretty close, but
you know what you ought to do is put a chatterbait blade on the front of it.
Now we're getting retarded. So I'm not going to do that.
That'd be cool though, dude. I'd try that.
Maybe if it was like really small and mundane, I might try it like a really low thump. But I don't know. That's like too much flash, and it's going to swim all stupid. Like, I don't think that's going to work. I mean, it might. Maybe we can have an episode. We'll just do some stupid stuff to baits and we'll talk about it.
That'd be sweet.
Like, we should just try it. Like, I should put a chatterbait blade on this and see what happens.
Oh, so I've been throwing the glide bait around a little bit. The speed glide and the other. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I haven't gotten bit on it yet, but I don't really like fishing it. I find it boring.
It can be. I mean, it's a little bit slower. I think you would benefit like from throwing, like, this is a big Huddleston, like 9-inch. So maybe not this one, but throwing, I love the tail. Like a mag draft or something. I think you would like that, to where you're in the big swim bait game, but you're not really, you're burning it from cover, things along those lines. I'll let you try to Citizen out, which is something I don't say very often, but I got a 6-inch Citizen.
It just seems like that thing, you're reeling it real slow and it's just going back and forth.
So it depends. That's some of them. Like this, I think I'm going to try these out. These are 6-inch Citizens, which says a lot because I was super pumped when I got these. So if you lose it, I'm going to kill you. But like, these are sick. It's a new product because this is a new color from Working Class Zero, the Citizen Inspector, which is this darker color. But I mean, you throw a 6/0 hook in this, and I
don't even have a hook that big.
No, I ordered some. Don't worry, because I knew I was gonna do something, so I ordered extras. But I think you would like this because you could throw it up against cover and make it completely weedless, where it's you're running it through whatever you want, and that gets you in the big swim bait game without doing those glides. I still think once you catch a fish on the glide bait, you're not going to want to put it down.
Yeah,
because it's just one of those feelings. Because you're right, it can be slow. There are glides you can work really fast, but it can be slow just to let it do its motion and let it glide across. But once you get hit, I feel like you're gonna be like, I don't want to screw the Ned rig. I'm no longer Brad, the Ned rig king. I'm now Brad, the intermediate swim bait glide fisherman.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
we'll see. You just got to get you on one.
But so, jeez, excuse me. So sleeper gill, man. Final thoughts. You're complete. Have you fished it yet?
I have thrown it. I love the way it swims. It's just different enough from the dark sleeper to where I don't feel like I'm just buying a differently shaped bait.
Yeah.
It swims great. I ran it into stuff and it hasn't got hung up. Now this was in that one spot that I was telling you about. I sent you on the LMR.
Yeah.
Not a ton of structure there or rocks to actually get hit on, but I did let it tick the bottom a little bit and I didn't lose it. It's still on my rod upstairs, which is dope. But yeah, I'm super pumped for this. I think this is going to be a game changer to where I can kind of switch up my baits and not feel like I'm getting stagnant when I'm throwing.
That's cool. Definitely interesting for sure.
Oh yeah. It's a mega best bait, man. You know, they know what they're doing.
Yeah. I'm not real high on it like you are, but I saw it. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've got you one, so it's up there because I got a double of one, so you can play with it and throw it, and then if you lose it, you lose it. But you know,
I'll probably lose it.
I think it's going to be more like I'm going to try for smallmouth just because I have been catching a little bit more pumpkin seeds and rock bass and crap. But I think it's going to be more of a largemouth bait to where I'm going to keep the dark sleeper as my smallmouth go-to little baby swim bait.
That's what I would do.
That's the plan. I just got to get those quarter rounds tied on. That might be a test for the BFS setup.
Is that why you asked me if I ever caught a bluegill out of the river?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Because, I told you I only ever caught 2 out of the river over the span of 10 years.
Yeah, I caught one last year, and then on the Little Miami, I caught a literal crap ton of pumpkin seed one day on the Ned rig. I caught like 6.
I believe it on the Little Miami.
So, but I mean, like when
Miami
you and me
got a ton of big fish, so they're probably eating them all.
Yeah, but that means if there's got to be a stable population because I know guys who go on the Great Miami on their boats and whatnot and go crappie and bluegill fishing and limit out in a couple hours. So like they're there. We're just not fishing for them, obviously. So we might not just see them. And I mean, I don't know. We usually throw smaller profile basic swim baits like Kitex or Joshies to where they're just a small bait fish.
Yeah.
So
well, I'm guessing they're in like protected areas too, right up against big rocks or something. Like spots
I can see
we don't
that.
normally hit.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Which we need to hit some new spots too. I'm trying to hit I was going to try to hit one tomorrow, but I found out I got to drive to Richmond for work, so I don't get to.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to try Thursday evening after work. I'm going to try to go somewhere.
I might go with you.
Yeah. I'll say, talk about that spot we were talking about last night.
Yeah. I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah. So screw it. But yeah, we'll talk about that after. So moving on from the sleeper gill, your thoughts. I know you kind of said it, but your thoughts.
Yeah, it's cool bait. I probably try it, but I probably won't be religiously throwing it. Just not my style.
I can see that. I can see that. I mean, I'm going to religiously throw it until I either don't catch fish on it or I catch nothing but fish on it and get bored of it and switch. So probably what's going to end up happening. Next thing.
Which one you going to?
I'm going to the one that you shared because I was like, I need that in my life.
Yes.
So I can't, there's like nothing like people who are watching this when I share my screen, it's just Instagram because I can't find it anywhere else. Z-Man has done a great job of making it hard to find. But the Midwest Finesse Jig.
It is so simple. Like I've never thought about making a finesse swim jig.
Yeah, and
they're
out there too, which is what's weird. Like I never thought about it. And I was like, oh, I'll just take, if I want to swim something, I'll just take a finesse jig and put a paddle tail on the rear and just swim it. But having this is, I mean, I think it's going to be a game changer just because.
What are they throwing on it? Are they throwing the baby goat or what?
I'm guessing they're throwing the baby goat. They might be throwing like a cut down diesel.
Maybe they're making something new for it. Micro
I mean,
razor shad, that'd be sweet.
that would be slick. I bet. I mean, why wouldn't they at this point? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Z-Man is they're bringing out another bait, the Hellraiser or whatever, which you can't find nothing on it other than sorry Z-Man and everyone who's listening, other than a stupid teaser video on YouTube that's 12 seconds
Those
long.
are dumb too. I'm
So
sorry,
stupid.
Z-Man, but those videos are stupid. It don't show anything. It shows an overhead view of a guy casting, and that's it.
And then he says, what got me is he's casting into like every bit of 30 yards away from the boat. And he says, right at the boat. Like, man, it wasn't even close to the boat. You literally just skipped it under some trees and pulled it back. Unless your boat's 4 feet away, then you got lucky because that fish should have been spooked. Like, that's all I'm saying.
I don't know, dude.
But
I'm pumped about this though. Just like I want to throw a micro swim jig in some riffles. That right now just sounds a lot of fun to me.
oh yeah, I mean it's a different presentation than what we typically throw, which I mean if you think about it, when we throw the Joshies or something, it's a swim jig without a skirt.
Yep.
But I think that skirt's going to draw in a lot more bites just because it'll be maybe a little bit bigger profile, a little bit different. I mean, and like I said, there's so many companies out there that make a micro swim jig that I didn't know about until Z-Man brought this out.
Yeah.
Like I looked it up. There's a lot of companies that make, you know, a small swim jig with a 1-aught, 2-aught, or 3-aught hook, which this comes in at a 3-aught. I wish it was a 2-aught, to be honest.
Yeah, I always use 2-aught.
Yeah,
Even
I like
my
2-aught.
Joshies.
Yeah, it's a little bit smaller, a little bit more compact. It looks a little bit nicer, but I mean, a 3-aught can work. I mean, like I told you, when I was on the GMR in November 2 years ago, I was catching them on a 4.8 Kitech and a full body swim jig. So, I mean,
that's crazy.
It can work. It's just a little bit bigger presentation than I would think for a finesse swim jig. But who knows? Maybe when I see it, it's going to look a lot smaller than it does in this picture.
I would try to throw it without a trailer on it. I think it'd work.
It probably would. I'll throw spinner baits all day without a trailer. I will not throw a jig without a trailer. It's just I don't know, something in my brain says you're stupid. Don't do that. I just don't do it. Like
if it was like a football jig or something I'm dragging, I'm putting a trailer on it.
Well, yeah.
Or
I mean, even
chatterbait.
this little Kitech jig, it's got a little dart thing on the rear end. Just because I was like, well,
what is that? Missile baits quiver. That would look sweet on this finesse jig.
It would, because then you could do like what I'm excited about, because it's a finesse jig, right? So I'm excited about taking it off the bottom like a Ned rig and then swimming it a little bit, let it get the action, and then take it off the bottom again. So it's literally like you could tie this on and have two different presentations, 2 different techniques done on one rod.
I just thought of something else you could do too.
Put
3-inch grub.
Oh,
that would be sweet on that.
It would be sweet on it. Like, I mean, the tried and true.
Yes, Fat Alberts.
Dude, on that, I can see right now on the either the Pearl Ghost or the Gizzard Shad or the Citrus Shad. Any of those would look money with that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think that would do a lot. And this gives me an excuse. Like, I have baby goats that I haven't thrown yet because I was like, I don't know what to use these for. Like, it's supposed to be a topwater bait, but
is it?
It's just it's floats. It's supposed to be like a.
I thought it was. Thought it was like their take on a grub type deal.
No, how I've always been told is it's not told, but how I've always assumed. It was like not a topwater bait, but it could be used as one. Let me see. At least for the normal size goat. Yeah, so this is how they're. I was about to say it's going to make me look real stupid if I say this, and Z-Man's like, "This is the perfect Texas rig," because then I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm a great freaking product host," but no, it's literally like they throw it as a topwater bait to where you can walk it across lilies.
Oh, kind of like a horny toad.
Yeah, it's essentially like that, but you can also use it as a trailer, things along those lines. And I bought a pack and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. And they just sat there and haven't got used. Which is
I feel like you got a lot of stuff in your arsenal like that.
Shut up. I bought like 8 packs of these Guggen freaking toads, it's a topwater toad, and I was throwing it compared
Ew.
to a
Goo again.
Again. Hey man, as much
Hey.
as I slowly but surely am not liking them, their baits aren't terrible, but like that,
No, they look good.
yeah, I mean it's just a topwater frog, and I liked it, but I don't know, I just can't. I'm in Ohio again. I'm not throwing frogs as much, and if I do throw frogs, I'm throwing them for like 8 seconds and then not getting bit on them. So I just throw a spook or something and get slammed.
Yeah.
So I just stop.
You need to throw that spook on the river.
I do. I've got like 2 boxes full of spooks that I haven't thrown on the river yet because I just throw poppers. But I'm gonna say screw that. I'm just gonna start throwing spooks and see what happens.
I was throwing one last year and I had one crush it. It was awesome.
Spooks are so fun, but it's weird that you're getting bored of throwing glide baits, but you're fine throwing spooks because it's essentially the same action, just a little bit slower. That's all it is. It's walking the dog. It's just like you're taking extra steps when you're walking the dog with a glide bait. But that's neither here nor there.
I think it's because I can't see it.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah, because you're not looking at it. But like that one when we went out on that float when the river was poo. Hey, Jimmy. What a loser. For everyone at home, we're sitting here talking, and then we just hear a boop, and Jimmy Skinner pops up and does something weird with his mouth, and then leaves. So that was
I'm
weird.
surprised he didn't come in, dude. That's
I don't
crazy.
know why he didn't. What a loser.
Yeah.
He's such a loser. Sorry, I'm gonna blow his phone up and tell him he's stupid.
But yeah, a swim jig. I'm excited for it. I know you're excited for it. There's a lot of different things you could do with it, and I'm pumped.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more pumped just because I'm getting to the point to where I'm wanting to take, especially on the river lakes, I'm still taking every rod I own. But on the river, I want to take less and less. So if I can get away with this swim jig, being able to throw maybe I can throw a TRD on it or something like a crawl and net it.
Yep.
And then get the swim on to where I can do both techniques at once or both techniques at different times. That's one less rod I have to bring or one less thing I have to tie.
Good point.
So that's the ultimate. That will be the ultimate sell for me. I'm going to buy one. If I can do it both ways, then that's all I'm going to use. I'm going to say bye-bye to Ned Riggs. If I can't, then I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I hear you. That's a good point, though.
All right. So the tried and true. What?
Which one you talking?
Which one are you talking?
I don't know.
Okay.
We got 2 other ones we were going to hit on.
Which one you want to hit on first? Because I picked the last 2.
Did we talk about the Hellraiser already?
We glanced at it.
Oh, okay.
Because we said Z-Man's video sucks.
Yeah, let's hit that.
Okay, so I watched the video. I don't even know what it is, man. Like, you kind of told me it was like a topwater chatterbait, which sounds cool. But
yeah, from what I read, it's like topwater chatterbait / wake bait, and I know what it looks like yet. I don't know how it works yet, but it sounds interesting.
It definitely sounds interesting. That's why, I can't wait for iCast to get here because this is like the worst time of the year for me, especially because I'm a tackle whore. So I just want all the stuff now.
Yeah,
and I can't have it. Z-Man, if you're listening, hey Drew, if you're just driving to another tournament, you're gonna smash and win. Get with your boys and have us send them some prototypes or something, just to make me happy. But yeah, I don't like. I've been trying to think since we started this. How does it work? Is it just a chatterbait that stops more water, so it wants to come to the surface more?
I'm guessing it has to be a lightweight.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume, but you can get some wake baits. Like I have crankbaits that are wake baits that are half ounce.
Yeah,
I can bomb them and I can do a wake bait from like 70 yards away. Like
yeah.
I don't know. Like if it's a top water, is it going to be like some weird mutation of a whopper plopper in a chatterbait form? Like I don't know. I'm so intrigued.
I know
by this.
That's the thing. I am too. It's cool to think about just because you're just like imagining what it could be and just so many possibilities running through your head. And it's just like, oh, that'd be cool if that's it.
Yeah, and it's probably not going to be any of those things. It's probably going to be completely different than what we're thinking about. It's going to have a different action, and we're going to be like, "Oh, why don't we think about that? That's freaking awesome!" But
You sound like Cartman.
I know I meant to. But yeah, like I don't know. I hate this time. Like I said before, iCast, because I want the stuff now. I want to know. I don't like suspense. Surprises are stupid. Just tell me what it is. And I'm also gonna be annoyed because it's gonna come out and be like, "Yeah, this is the new thing," and we're gonna be like, "Oh, it's awesome." It's gonna say coming 2023 season, and I'm gonna be
Yeah.
ticked off.
That's what they did last year. I think it was last year or the year before with the Willow vibe, and it didn't come out for a while.
They did it the year before, and it didn't come out till 2021, and
Yeah.
I was annoyed because I wanted it.
Which I was pumped for that, and I never did try it.
Oh, you should. They're dope. I've got a couple in the box. It's a nice, like I'll throw a Joshy on the back of it if I want a little bit more flash, and it works really well. I'm a fan of it.
Huh. Yeah, it looks cool. It's just I think it's because the stores around here don't have them. I've never seen one at least.
The only place that I've been able to see around us is Dick's. Dick's Sporting
Oh.
Goods has them,
Yeah, I
and
don't go
they're always clearance. Like they've been clearance for like 8 months, and they just keep getting them. Like I don't understand. I get them for like $3 for a pack of 3. So
That's pretty good.
yeah, I mean that's pretty good. So, but yeah, this Hellraiser, I can't give like final thoughts because I don't know anything about it other than I'm super intrigued.
No, this is exactly what I wanted to do was just talk about it and just imagine what it's like. Kind of
Yeah,
bring it to the front right before iCast so people have it in their brains, get pumped up for it.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely it's Z-Man. I don't really think they've made a bad bait the last couple of years
Yeah.
or ever. So like, it's gonna be dope, whatever it is. It's just gonna be how dope is it?
Yeah.
That's the question. Ultimately, is how dope will the bait be? Is it gonna be super dope, or like that's not that dope?
Well,
Who knows?
we're doing an iCast episode. Let me see. It'll probably air the week after iCast ends, but we'll definitely talk about everything that we saw and go over award winners and stuff.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I mean, and I'm sure it will be an award winner somewhere as new innovative product or best in show or something.
Best in shows usually something stupid too.
Well, last year was the Gilly. That wasn't
Yeah.
stupid. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a decent bait. Now, have I caught anything on it yet? No. Have I thrown it a crap ton? Yes. So I'm not buying anymore, and I've given away like 8 packs of it. I'm like, this was why did I? Because I remember at the show, I couldn't find it anywhere because it wasn't like at Tackle Warehouse yet, and I went to that little like I don't know home like family owned shop that had a booth right next to our booth. And I
Yeah.
bought like every single one they had. Spent like $90 on gillies, and I haven't caught a fish on them yet.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, but you spent money and you were happy.
I was, and I'm still happy. It's a cool bait. I just,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna make it a drop shot bait for the smaller ones.
Yeah, I'd like to see how it works.
Yeah, we got the perfect place for me to drop shot my dreams away. So
Drop shot these nuts. What?
that's a good segue though into our next bait that the Berkeley designers decided to model after an 18-year-old girl at a college frat party, the new slobber knocker, which I can't find a picture of it anywhere, and people are gonna like Google it, and someone's gonna forget to put Berkeley or something, and they're gonna get in trouble by their spouse or parents. So, like, safe search is on or whatever you guys do, and I don't know, like, it's the new. So here's it is. I've seen it. Brad, have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
I've seen it.
Where'd you see it?
I saw it on a YouTube video. I can't remember the kid's name. I've been watching him for a little while. Like, he makes decent content. It's just something I like when I get home from work, and because I don't watch TV.
Yeah.
So I'll just throw YouTube on, and he'll just play in the background. And I'll look up, and I remember looking at his rod, and he was trying not to show the bait, and you can tell because he's sponsored by Abu. So Berkeley, sponsored by Berkeley, because they're all the same parent company.
Pure fishing.
Yeah, and he was like, he had the bait and he hit it real quick, but I could tell it wasn't a chatterbait, it wasn't a Picasso, it wasn't a thunder cricket, it was the slobber knocker. And I was like, man, it's a bladed jig that Berkeley's coming out with. And
but it's unique. And this is something that I've always thought about. The scented skirt.
yes, that is what's unique about it. And you got to give it up to Berkeley because they will make everything scented. I'm pretty sure they'll probably make scented bobbers here soon.
Max scent.
And dude, Max scent like is scientific. I was never a believer. I was like, Berkeley, hey, stupid.
Yeah.
Max scent is scientifically proven to catch more fish. It just is.
100%. I've heard that too. They talk about it. I've heard multiple podcasts, Berkeley guys talking about it and stuff. And it's like what is in their stuff is like top secret. Only like 5 people know what's in it.
It's like Coca-Cola's recipe. Like there's like 2 dudes who have the keys to the vault and all that crap. It's the same thing. Like no one knows what's their scent. And I can tell you, like there's no way I don't have a Berkeley freaking bag of something.
Andrew Hayes on the Tackle Talk podcast. He had what's that guy's name from Berkeley? He had him on to talk about it, and they got into talking about Max scent and stuff. He said there's like a ton of different like ingredients in it that make it what it is.
Dude, there is, and even just power bait stuff. Like I open this and it smells like doo doo, and my hands smell like crap the rest of the day. But I'll catch fish on it. Like literally, I can throw a pit boss by itself, a color that shouldn't even work. Like it could be stained water, and I can just throw like I don't know, like red, and I will get bit. Yeah, it'll just get bit because they can find it because it smells like bass heaven or poo poo. I don't know. And
Mark Sexton, that's who it is.
It just catches fish. I know guys who are pros that will reuse like let's say they have a bait they like for instance, I know a guy who loves drop shotting. He loves Robo Worm Morning Dawn, which is the OG color and the best color you could ever use for drop shotting a worm. And he will take those worms. Aaron Magic is good, but Morning Dawn's better. Anyway, he'll take those worms and put them in an old Max scent bag.
Oh yeah.
And get hammered. Just
good
hammered.
Idea.
It's just insane. So I mean, I'm not smart enough to understand it, but it's just insane.
I thought about switching over to the general stick worm that they make just for that reason.
I would love to, dude, but they're hard as crap to find now.
Yep.
Like the generals that's the one bad thing I'll say about Berkeley is when I find like pit bosses. I like pit bosses. When I find a color at a store, I'll buy them up because Berkeley has the worst supply chain known to man.
Yeah, I've never even seen a pit boss in the store.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I've seen the Havocs are kind of similar, aren't they?
It's the same bait. They bought them.
That's what I was thinking. I just couldn't remember.
Yeah, but this is just basic old black and blue. Technically, it's Okeechobee crawl, but it's close enough for me to say black and blue. And I have like 15 packs of this because I went to a Cabela's and they had it sitting on the shelf, and I put my hand at the back of the shelf and I pushed them all on my thing, and I bought them all because I know I'd never see them again. Like I'd see it be like I'd buy 2 packs and then I'd come back and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, we're not getting them until 2028 because we can't get blah blah blah." I don't know. Maybe Max scent is Berkeley has the last female dragon in the world, and they're just milking her udders for the Max scent. Like I don't know. Like it's got to be something crazy. Because
they're slobber knocking the dragon.
Oh, Brian's gonna love this show.
I don't even care. It's funny.
Don't worry, guys. This will be so it's been a great time. I've only been a host for a little bit, but it's been great being your guys' host. I'm just gonna, catch me on Instagram.
Nope, this was not even gonna make it to airing. He's like, nope. Delete.
Yeah, great. That's just what I want. But yeah, I mean I'm interested to see it because like I said, I saw it in passing. I've seen it in a package that said slobber knocker on it. So unless somebody's like making a joke and there's actually no such thing as the Berkeley slobber knocker, which I don't know how they're calling it that, man. I really just don't. I don't understand.
I like it. I think it's hilarious.
I think it's awesome. I just don't know why. Like, I don't
It's like
know.
it's one of those things that just has like two different, like it means two different things. Like you're catching slobs on it.
I don't call bass slobs. I don't call them that. Slobber knocker means one thing to me, and it's not anything
Go on
fishing
Urban
related.
Dictionary and see what it means.
Oh God. Urban Dictionary is the place of nightmares. Let's see.
Made famous by Jim Ross in WWE. Used to say something big has happened. That's I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's gonna come out and that dude's gonna be holding it at iCast and be like, "This is the slobber knocker," and it's like gonna be some like weird, I don't know, WWE thing. But all I know is I like that other companies are getting in the bladed jig game, because the more you do it, the more the original Z-Man's gonna have to change stuff. They're gonna have to innovate on stuff. Is there really, at the same time, is there a whole lot you need to change? No, but like we said last week with Yak Gadget and John, making the market, pushing them, oh, we're making this now, it's a different form and it's completely different, is pushing everyone else to do something different too, which can only help us. It's only good for us, especially people like me who are tackle whores. I can only just get more stuff, which is great.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yeah, so it's going to be an exciting month because I'm sure we're going to see a ton of new stuff come out and a lot of stuff teased. Any companies who I'm sure don't listen to us, but if you are, don't do a Z-Man video. Like, I don't know, show the back half of a bait or something stupid.
Give us a little, like, pull the dress up a little bit or something.
Just a little bit. Like, just give us something to let our mouths water. I mean, like, for instance, I know Guggen, as much as I'm going to get hate from this from some people, which I don't really care. I'm not a huge fan of Guggen either, but they're coming out with Zaldane. I'm sure you know who that is.
Yep.
He was a big mega bass guy for a long time.
He got third at the Bassmaster this weekend.
He did,
or last weekend, whatever.
He's a great fisherman, but he got dropped by mega bass, or he left, or whatever. I've heard conflicting views from people who
they broke
probably
up.
know what they're talking about, and then from people who are like Cam, who read too much internet. But he went to Guggen. He's all Guggen baits now, and they're making, which is an obvious, I'm just gonna say it, an obvious mag draft ripoff.
Yeah,
but it looks different.
Well, that's what most of their baits are, man. It's just rip off from other things, like the Whopper Plopper and the clickbait.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the clickbait, and I threw that. That thing is stupid. It just rolls and looks dumb. Like I don't know. But I mean, when it comes to, we're just going to get a little political at the very end of the show because we've talked about the products we want to talk about. When it comes to Guggen and how everyone says all their stuff's a ripoff, if you look at jigs, for example, everyone's jig looks pretty much the same.
Yeah, except for Jig Masters.
Except for his, but his are like a league of their own, which is why he makes them and why they're so good. But if you look at Strike King, Booyah, which is Berkeley, Guggen, Z-Man, they're all pretty much the same. All the swim bait heads have the same angles on them. They either look identical or they're so little in a difference that it doesn't matter. So you can't say anything about them on the jigs. So I'll say, hey, everyone's the same. I don't really care. When it comes to crankbaits, they're like the same as 6 cents crankbaits. Like you can cut them in half and put a 6 cents bait and a Guggen bait next to each other and they'll mate. Like it's obviously the same.
Yeah.
So I'll say that's a little copy EE. When it comes to plastics, like one thing, like I threw these for a lot, and it's one of the baits from Guggen that I'll be like, yeah, I mean it's a good bait. It has its place. Like, does it replace a TRD for me? No.
Rattling Ned.
Rattling Ned, dude, and it's not like it's a stick bait. It's a little stick bait. It looks like every other stick bait in the market, but
yeah, that's cool.
That's innovative. I mean, it's nothing. They didn't break the mold, but by
Yeah.
literally just putting a rattle.
You taking it out?
Yeah, just by putting a rattle in a bait in a plastic.
Yeah.
I mean, and they have them now for the rattling chunks.
That's
It's
cool.
it's it's a chunk bait that has little crawls and it's got rattles in it.
Huh.
So I'm one of those guys who I will never throw rattles on my jig, for instance, because like AT jigs and those they'll put rattles in their jigs, and I'm not a huge fan of them. But there are guys who will throw their jigs they won't throw them without rattles on them, and they slay. They kill it every time they go out there. So it's some of their stuff. Yeah, it's pretty obvious that it's kind of copied. Like I'll tell you, like the Bandito bug to me looks like a rage bug.
Their scent smells good though. I like it.
It's very Kitech-y, and it's mostly because Kitech, if you didn't know, got bought out by Ketchco, which owns Guggen
I
Baits.
didn't know that.
Yeah. So, but like this to me, this is a Bandito bug,
Yep.
which is just a bug bait that looks like it doesn't, but it does. It reminds me of a rage bug
Rage
from
bug.
Shrek.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
and it's so close to where I'm sure there's subtle differences to where maybe the body's shaped a little bit, but it's so close that it's the same. But now you look at their build, they made a bait called the Nuke. It's a pitching bait, and it's just a big old chunk of plastic with little claws on it, and it's perfect for punching.
Huh. I'm a big fan of that D-bomb, man. Those things are awesome.
Yeah, D-bombs aren't bad.
I love the smell of those too. It's like orangish. I don't know. Smells like
Yeah,
orange.
I mean, I can see. Yeah, and it's but the thing with what Guggen did do that I did like is they're making baits and they're getting people to buy them, and they're kind of forced the fishing industry to step up a little bit. Because I mean, a couple years ago, like 5-10 years ago, we weren't seeing this much new baits every year. Like there'd be
Yeah.
one or two, or they'd be like, "This is the General in black and blue." Like it'd just be a new color or something stupid.
Kind of like the
Nothing
kayak world.
Yeah, it's the same thing. And once these companies start making stuff, it forces other companies to be like, okay, well now we have to innovate. We have to make something new so we can keep the public's attention and blah blah blah. So it's at the end of the day, say what you want about Guggen, but they are pushing the industry to make new things.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
that's just my 2 cents.
I was gonna hit back on the Max Scent stuff. So I had a bag of chigger crawls,
Mhm.
and I was sitting there like just inhaling it. I was like,
Puffing it?
Allie was looking at me. She's like, "Does it smell good?" I'm like, "Yeah, you want to smell it?" I let her smell it. She took a big whiff like I did. Was like, "Ugh."
I'm about to say she probably almost threw up.
She's like, "I hate
That-
you." I'm like, "You don't like that? I love that smell." Just
I,
rub my face in it.
dude, it's a love-hate relationship because it catches fish, so I love the smell, but I also hate the smell because it makes me want to throw up, and it like lathers your hands.
Yeah.
Like it's bad. It's bad. Like,
Oh,
but I mean, there's something to say. It catches fish. It really does. I mean,
yep, it does.
it does.
I've
it
been
does
using
work.
I've been using the power worm for years. I threw it a couple weeks ago. I still love that thing.
It's another thing I want to do this year. I want a shaky head a ton.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
do
like
too.
a shaky head would murder in the river.
Oh yeah, Chris Yao catches them on shaky head. That and a Cinco. He throws a Cinco on a shaky head.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know. See that again in my head. I'm like, that's stupid. Don't do that because shaky heads are long, thin worms.
Yeah,
to
I
me.
mean, he had like a 90-inch day. Me and him floated the exact same stretch of the river. I caught tiny fish all day. He caught huge fish, and that's what he was throwing.
I don't know. Maybe it's because the presentation, because it's just a thicker worm.
The girth of the worm.
Yeah, she thick. She thick, boy. She's thick.
Oh, reminds me of my TikTok video I made with that sound.
Oh yeah.
Big old fish.
She thick, boy. Whoa. All right, but guys, it's gonna be a fun time. iCast is coming up. That's gonna be a really good show to go over. That's probably gonna be a long one. To where we're going over everything, and then hopefully if the stars align, we'll be able to get a lot of these companies on to talk about the new baits, kind of give us some more teasers about them, because some of them are bound not to be released until 2023, and we'll all be chomping at the bit for more info. So
they're good episodes to have over the winter time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And I'm just, the way fishing has exploded the last 2 or 3 years with COVID and everyone couldn't do anything but fish. There's a lot of new anglers. So I feel like the companies are going to come in real strong this year. I think we're going to see a lot of either new adaptions to old baits or new colors or brand new baits altogether. Same thing with the rod and reel world. I think we're going to see some pretty good stuff this year. I haven't seen any real big teasers yet, but I think we're going to see some stuff.
We need a Douglas BFS rod.
Bro, at someone who all I throw is Doug. For those who don't know, I throw nothing but Douglas rods now, even though I have the Megbass hat on. I've sold, and Brad can attest to this, I sold every Megbass rod I had minus my BFS rod, my Hayuga, because Douglas just doesn't make a casting rod that does that. And I brought it up, so we may see something.
That'd be sweet.
I hope so. It'd be sick, because BFS fishing is a whole new world. I mean, when you can throw a fin ounce Ned rig 50 yards.
Hey, don't let Josh from Dark Horse catch you doing it, because he will.
Josh can suck it. Just like I've told you to your face, Josh, suck it. BFS is the future.
He seemed kind of offended that you were throwing finesse on a bait caster.
I don't care, because it's more fun. Like, it just is. Like, I feel more like using a bait casting rod. I feel like I can work the bait better. The bad thing is, I will say, with a bait casting rod, is I have the same feel, so good. I can cast it farther, better. I tend to work the bait quicker, because it's more reactive with the bait casting rod, to where I can twitch it up and move it, and I tend to want to burn it back. And then casting them with a spinning rod in my hand, I feel like I'm stuck. Like, I have to work it super slow.
Yeah.
And with a bait casting rod, I just want to like pop, okay, and then I'll zip it back out there. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Works for me. Cool. I'm a fan.
It's cool. Well, we'll have Brian. He'll probably join our iCast episode, but he'll be down there. He'll have some inside info for us. He is going to get some ideas for us, show ideas. So we'll have some pretty cool episodes for a while, I think, after this year.
Yeah, for sure. I would say Brian's going, Jimmy's going.
Oh yeah, Jimmy. Forgot about Jimmy.
There's a couple. I think there's 2 other people from.
Dustin Nichols probably going too.
Dustin's going. That's who I was trying. Dustin going.
I think Susie went last year. I don't know if she is this year.
I don't think she's going this year. But everyone who goes, we'll try to get them on a show, and we'll do that as a recap. It'll probably be a longer show, so that'll be something to. Oh, I'm about it. This is the shows that I want to talk all night, so I'm about it. But you got any closing thoughts, Brad?
Let's eat cake.
All the cake with the slobber knockers.
The cake is a lie. Only the real OGs know what that means.
Yeah.
You know what that means, don't you?
I do indeed. I do indeed. What a time to be alive. Oh, what a time. But everybody, I hope you have a good weekend, because you'll be listening to us on a Thursday. So have a good weekend. If you're not listening on a Thursday, keep your tight lines, get some fish, and enjoy.
Heck yeah, guys. Have fun. Go catch some fish. Don't spend your money all in one place. See ya.
Thanks for tuning in to another killer episode here on Paddle and Fin. Be sure to drop a 5-star rating, a thumbs up, or smash that subscribe button on any platform you're listening in on. Be sure to check us out on Waypoint TV, waypointtv.com. Make sure you sign up for the Fantasy Kayak Fishing League at paddleandfin.com/fantasy. You can support this show through Patreon, patreon.com/paddleandfin. Don't forget to check out the website, paddleandfin.com. Catch us on YouTube. If you got a question, comment, or want to see a future guest on the show, be sure to email us at paddleandfin@gmail.com. Shout out to our show supporters, Yak Gadget. You can check out all the fine kayak accessories at yakgadget.com. Pelican Professional. For all your cases, coolers, and lighting needs, go to pelican.com. Rocktown Adventures. your Midwest premier paddle sports destination, go to rocktownadventures.com. Eastport Marina, the beautiful destination on Dale Hollow Lake. If you're looking for lodging, kayaks, kayak accessories, or anything fishing related on the beautiful Dale Hollow Lake, go to eastport.info. And Jigmasters Jigs. When in doubt, get the jig out. Go to jigmasters.com and fill your tackle boxes today.